Hey guys, welcome back to a Vantage Point recap. Today is Monday, October the 11th, and we're talking about the market in overview. Then we're going to get into a couple of big name stocks, Tesla and Amazon, and then we're going to talk about a few bonus stocks for you guys to put on your radar. But you might ask, what is Vantage Point? So each Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we put on a meetup, guys. And if you've never been exposed to Meetup, meetup.com, and just search for day trading stocks and options. And you can get into the club. It's totally free to join. And what we do is we get together every Monday. We look at what happened in the week prior, what's happening today, this Monday in the market, and set our expectations based in facts for the week to come. So with that in mind, Jess, let's do a quick recap of what happened last week. And you can see in my screen here, guys, we got the market tab in the Trader Genius Terrasoari software that we use. If I bring up the multi-decade chart here, Jess, well, the candle from last week's close, the October the 8th, 2021 close, well, it looks kind of like a mirror image of the previous 2 weeks. What do you see on this chart?
I mean, bulls and bears are battling. Essentially, the price has just been pinned between 35,000 and 34,000. No surprise. Same that's been going on since about April of this year, coming up out of COVID. Nice big long run, and now we're into sideways market territory, which isn't uncommon. Long-term market stays in sideways territory about 60 to 70% of the time anyways. So it is what it is. We got what we got. But if we move down to the monthly chart, we have, and this is looking at the top 2,500 stocks on this chart, we're seeing that this little purple tail, little foot, is following right along nicely with that trend line. So it's maintaining a hold on that trend line. And in the past, that's provided support for us. We'll see if it continues in the future for us as well, too. And let's go to the weekly chart, Rob. As we drill down in this is just magnifies the sideways cyclical action that we continue to be in. And if we go to the daily, we can see that as well too. Looks like a little bit bigger swings on the daily, but really at the end of the day, it's just being pinned between a known level of support back from even prior to April, and then a known level of resistance that popped up around that March-April timeframe. We've been just stuck in between it, brother. How's it looking on the individual indexes, like say the S&P 500?
Yeah, good call, brother. Let's bring up my watch list here. We got the four major indexes plus some volatility indexes, guys. Well, let's start with a weekly view there, Jess, kind of that middle ground. This super powerful indicator that you and I know and love and use called the Z-band. Guys, this is only available through Terrasoari, Trader Genius software, but it's badass and it's really simple. That has turned off on the weekly view. So big red candles during that previous week. And then last week, from today's recording, was just kind of a nothing burger for the NASDAQ. The QQQ ETF stuck right around 360. And that's currently where it's trading right now as we speak to on Monday. So really not a lot of movement right at its opening price. The Russell 2000 sideways, but it also lost its Z-band indicator. So that tells us a lot on the weekly view here. SPY. Yeah, the indexes had small up weeks, small gains through last week, but we're losing all those bullish indicators that we had. And then another look at the Dow Jones. As you said, just been cycling for the longest time since it went up and touched 350 for the first time on the DIA ETF here. Really not much to write home about since then. I guess you could have had some small gains in there, but I'm not looking at these indexes. And guys out there, put it in the comments if you are in the indexes right now and just kind of what your thinking is. What are your exit indicators on the bullish and the bearish side? But for sure, it's been sideways and crab market, as we say in the club here, Jess, man. So not a ton to talk about there. There have been some moves on stocks that people have capitalized on. And today during our Vantage Point meetup, hope to see you guys there next time. Just go meetup.com, look for day trading stocks and options, join the club and come to the meetup every Monday afternoon. We were talking about Tesla, my brother. So this stock, I mean, it's clickbait, right? We talked about that in the meetup, how it doesn't really matter if you put an opinion out there on Tesla, whether it's bearish or bullish. you're probably going to get some eyeballs looking at your article or watching your news channel. So it's been hot and it's been much discussed. We do have some good indicators on the monthly and the weekly here saying that Tesla is the longer term growth. But, I take one look at the weekly view on Tesla here, brother. The candles are tiny. We see this every day when we're day trading. Tesla has some big jumps, but then it just kind of goes to sleep and cycles. So what are you seeing with Tesla?
Weak moves, but it's still moving up in at the same time that the overall large market like S&P 500 and Dow are having some, you know, decent cyclical movement. Not that the candles are necessarily big in range, but they're, they've got some volume behind them a little bit. Tesla's just, it's that inchworm, man. It's just inching up, inching up. It's placing itself right now in a particular spot that if the market does go up strongly, Tesla does have some potential to be positioned right for potentially a nice little move coming up out of it, assuming that the market is going to trend up strongly. And I am not convinced that that's going to happen. So we shall see and let time play out.
Yeah, nor I, my friend, not looking to prognosticate anything. And like on the indicators we've discussed and shared with you guys, all three are on Tesla here. So for our daily, our weekly, and our monthly view, we've got the indicators on Tesla that we want to see. That Z band is our most powerful one that Jess and I both use. It's present, but that doesn't mean I'm jumping into it. I mean, it's been on for a while on a lot of these views. And, guys, this is more to the point of what we discussed in Meetup today in our Vantage Point discussion. We had a really in-depth discussion on mindset, why you're entering and why you're exiting. And both you and I found success and want to share that, Jess. And I think one of the number one things we discovered is it's better to be picky and be very, very, very discerning and selective about where you put your money to work. There's this old school fallacy that your money needs to be at work 100% of your money at work 100% of the time. And that's just not true. A lot of times you could save your skin, save yourself a couple bucks by getting out when the trends slow down or when the conditions just aren't right. So even though the indicators are telling me something powerful here, it just doesn't meet my rules. It's not ripe for the picking, as we say. So if it's not obvious, stay out of it, guys. You don't need crap like this in your life. Have an entry plan for when it does meet your rules. And if it does right now, cool, go for it. And maybe it'll make it up to $1,000 this quarter. Who knows, brother? But either way, I'm not touching Tesla just yet. I would love to see a breakout above that previous top 900 in order to do that. Until then, I'll keep day trading it.
Yeah, I'm looking either for a significant dip to swing trade it, or I'm looking for a breakout, but a breakout in line with an overall market movement up, because I'm not convinced that we're not going to continue to see cyclical movements in the market. So it'd be nice. That's what I was saying before. If it's paired up, if it's, towing that breakout line and the market really does decide to take off, I think Tesla could be a nice horse out of the the big blue chip stocks that are running around there dominating the indexes. So
yeah, and a few times the last couple of weeks it tested 800, guys. Today is Monday. Today is October the 11th, and I can tell you, just looking at my day trading charts, I'll drag it over real quick. Tesla attempted 800 twice again today, and it's been sent back both times. So as far as expectation setting for this stock for the week, I'm looking at much the same. You're going to have a similar candle popping up on your daily view here. And I'm expecting more like that until some big volume comes in to push that thing through the resistance at 800, yes, man. So close the book on Tesla there. Another big name that we wanted to talk about today, and we did talk about a little bit in our Vantage Point Meetup, is Amazon. Now, Amazon had a pretty good week. Last week, it found some support at that previous level of 3,200, but we do have red indicators coming on the weekly. So that's not so good for Amazon. And just so happens over the weekend, guys, Amazon gapped down about $15. That's not a huge splash for Amazon, but as far as my day trading stocks, it was the biggest gap down on the day, along with a couple other tech stocks. The NASDAQ, Facebook, and Nvidia all had small gaps down. So Amazon here, yeah, it's showing some pretty good support on the weekly. Daily, you can see marked by that volume spike there on October the 4th. And it kind of has had a little bit of buyback, but it's really nothing to write home about. So, Amazon, if you're in it long run, you might still be holding. We do have some good bullish indicators here on the very long term investor time frame. But what are you seeing for Amazon on the short run, brother?
Go back to that last chart that we were just looking at because I think it's pretty telltale. We are going up and then we're giving most of it back, and that's what we've been doing for months. So if anybody out there is interested or holding off for Amazon, something's going on with that particular stock for it to go up and then come back right down where it came from repetitively. It is reaching higher highs, so that is nice, and higher lows, but it's in this really stair-step fashion. So for me with Amazon, if it's going to be a trade in this current market, overall market environment, it's going to be a short one because we're looking at 1-2 candle plays on the weekly, and then it's going right back down 3-4 candles, and then doing the 1-2 candle plays again. So keeping it short, keep it as sweet, in and out.
And if you're a cycle trader, you may be looking at this weekly chart and be like, heck yeah, keep doing it, brother, because I'm making a good profit. You can see the clear turnarounds, the reds and the greens, the reversals. So maybe a swing or cycle trader would like this. Trend trading and long-term investing, I don't think it's the right time for Amazon. It is near its all-time high. It's not that far away, but I want to see more before I throw some money on Amazon there. Continue to day trade it just like Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not in a growth environment right now.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I love day trading.
Yeah, it travels well to any market conditions. So that's some pretty good analysis for you guys on Tesla and Amazon, a couple of those big names out there, especially if you're like a Robinhood trader. They're probably somewhere on your radar. We'll cover other ones like Apple and Netflix, some of these other big name stocks going forward. But this week, that's enough of the big names. Let's do a quick bonus lightning round, Jess, and look at some smaller, well, not necessarily smaller, but maybe not as widely traded stocks. And you had brought this to my attention on Friday, waste management. A lot of us know waste management from picking up our trash. But they do a little bit more than that. And actually, with today's trading, I think you said they're at an all-time high. Yeah,
They did hit an all-time high, and then they kind of came back a little bit. But yeah, it's one of those ones that just keeps going. I mean, it's had some really strong growth. It's not exploding as far as speed for that growth, but the consistency's been there with it. And all these ones that we're going to show you is just on one of my smart lists. So essentially, within the Trader Genius Terrasoari software, is you predetermine what qualities you want the stocks to have before they're shown to you. And so I created a smart list for certain factors and technical indicators and certain things that I wanted to have. So out of like over 9,000 stocks, I think this list had maybe 35 stocks on it. And waste management's one of them. And waste management's one of the ones that have kept coming up. So I've had my eye on waste management, and it continues to perform. And I don't see anything outside of overall market conditions that would keep it from continuing to perform in a decent manner. So yeah, I like waste management. I'd like to see it a little bit further ahead from its all-time high and hold above the previous all-time high. So we'll see where it closes today, but things are looking pretty favorable for waste management.
nice. We got fresh signals on the daily here. Some good volume coming in. Yeah, looks fairly promising, especially with today's breakout to start this week. Let's look at another bonus stock that we were going over. Again, we were talking about this one on Friday and then followed up again today. TTI, the Tetra Technologies. Now, Friday's candle, this is why we were discussing it, guys, because it got fresh Z band on, our most powerful indicator. And then it's not quite there, but it's challenging some previous highs around that 350 point. You look at the longer term timeframes. It has been higher than 350. It's found some resistance at 5 and 4 and some change here, but 350 had been a local resistance, I guess you'd say, recent resistance, And today, it's actually broken out above that. Would you say the top was today?
Yeah, I think it's holding at 366 last time I checked it, which wasn't too long ago, around the lunch hour. And so yeah, so it's been moving up, and even for a 10% move, you're still below that $4 line where we see that resistance there to the left. So I like what TTI has to show.
Nice. Yeah. So it's charging up. It's very affordable. I mean, sometimes now, guys, most of us would classify this a penny stock. It is under $5. But it has been above that in the past. So, do your due diligence of the ramifications of trading those smaller price tag stocks. But you can get the multiple effect going here. If you buy in at 375, you can afford quite a few shares for not really that much of a dollar commitment. So that's one advantage you might have over an Amazon. There's not a lot of us who can, swing 100 shares of Amazon out there. You have to have some pretty deep pockets. And let's go to that third bonus stock that we got for today. Just Man APO. It is Apollo Management, Global Management. And on the daily view, it is breaking out of a range. So starting last Thursday and Friday, we did have some nice growth, good indicators coming on, and it broke that previous top. If we bring up the weekly, it's also breaking that top. So this is a nice breakout, and also an affordable stock at around 60 something. Did you look this one up today? What it was trading at, brother?
I did. It's holding just above 66. I want to say it's 50 cents above the previous. So yeah, so it's looking pretty good. I like it as well, and I like TTI as well as this APO, because if we look at the overall sectors as well too, and maybe we could, if we get a chance, we can pull them up maybe. But they're the two like kind of top performing sectors on our sector charts when we're looking at Z-band, and each one of those are performing pretty well within that sector. So yeah, there you go. Major sectors. Yeah, so financial services got Z-band on, looking great, and then we've got oil and gas somewhere on here.
The energy.
Right. Yeah, on the energy, and it has had just explosive growth recently. So being able to find stocks within sectors that are performing well is just getting that much of a leg up for that particular stock. So
Yes, sir. Well, guys, that's a couple big name stocks, Tesla and Amazon. And you might trade those a little bit differently than those smaller, maybe lesser known stocks. But whatever your process is, get organized with it. That's the main thing we discussed for the bulk of our time with our meetup members today, Jess. Just kind of spread some knowledge about how to systematize your entries and exits so that they're consistent and you're consistently profiting. If you treat it like a business, of course, there's going to be costs of doing business. You have to pay commissions on your trades. You do have to pay capital gains taxes for a lot of us. That happens. But if you can get consistent with those entries and exits, have a plan and stick to it. Green means go, red means stop if you have the right indicators. So find the indicators and tools you trust. We use Terrasoari, Trader Genius tools to get the job done. And we found simplicity and success with that. Guys, check out tradergenius.com/our-tools. You can also check out tradergenius.com/wealth velocity. If you don't know where to get started, Forex, crypto, day trading, stock trading, it's a great resource to get you started with the roadmap you need to systematize your trading. And Jess, what's the formula you've been talking about? I mean, how does systematic trading deliver freedom?
Being able to have math and data put together allows you to get freedom as long as you pay attention to it and use it in a systematic way.
And that financial freedom, that earning that you do, income, wealth generation, that opens up the door to freedom around the rest of your life design, around your lifestyle. So we can have meetups during a Monday afternoon and not have a boss to answer to. Ask for the time off. So we love the autonomy. Whatever system you go with, whether that's Terrasoari, Trader Genius, or whatever tools you're using, we wish you success. Follow your rules and follow your trading plan or your investing plan for the long haul, because that's the way to cultivate the success that you've been looking for. Why'd you come to the stock market or whatever market you're trading in the first place? To make money. So do the smart thing, follow your entry and exit signals, systematize it, track it, get organized, and get build up to that success, to the point where it's just sustainability at that point. It's maintenance mode. So hope to see you at the next Vantage Point meetup. It'll be next Monday, October the 18th, at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Just go to meetup.com, search for day trading stocks and options, sign up for the club, and we'll have the event published in the meetup. So we hope to see you guys next time. We hope that this helped you, whether it's specifically with Tesla and Amazon, or some of those smaller name stocks, or just generally with your trading process. So you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next recap.